Hi traders, it's Roberto. This is a tutorial. We're going to go over several of the methodologies that I use for trading in the trade room. So let's begin with the Demark Trendline. Okay, it's a very simple price action technique using trend lines, where what we do is notice that these lines, we have a red line coming across to the bottom and a green line on top. So all we need to do is wait for price to break below or above this trend line, and then we target the horizontal line, this line here, or if we're going short, we target this line here. This is a 1 hour chart. Now these trend lines will look quite different on different time frames. For example, this is a 4 hour chart, and we yet have a trend line on the top. We just have one at the bottom, and if it broke to the bottom, then our target would be down here. Since we focus mainly on the 1 hour chart, and this is what this tutorial will focus on, we'll just emphasize the 1 hour chart. We're looking for a short amount of pips. 50 pip profit from here to here is about 70 pips. So we're waiting for price actually to close above this trend line so we can take a trade going north, and we're targeting this horizontal line. So that's how to trade the Demark trend lines. It's a very simple breakout pattern. The other indicator that I like using is the rainbow. Now the rainbow, these lines that you see here are actually moving average lines. There's several of them. And as long as the moving average lines are separated and angled, and price is above the rainbow, then we're in an uptrend. So what I like to do is a top-down analysis. Before I start trading, first I go to the daily chart, and I see that price is above the rainbow, so I know I'm in an uptrend on the daily chart. Then I go to the 4 hour chart, and I notice that price again is above the rainbow. So I'm favoring long positions on this pair. This is the Canadian yen pair. Then I go to the 1 hour chart and wait till, if for example, if price is below the rainbow on a 1 hour chart, knowing that on the 4 hour chart and the daily chart the price is above the rainbow, then I wait till market is above the rainbow before I execute a trade. And that's what we did this morning. Price was above the rainbow. I got in a bit late, but we're still in this trade. As long as price is above the rainbow, then we're going long. If it breaks below the rainbow, then we're going to have to exit this trade, which is about there. Okay. So again, when we're trading using the rainbow indicator, we use it as a trend indicator. It's helping us determine what direction the market is going. But you need to be looking at all the time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily chart. Make sure that the rainbow indicator is slanted up and these waves, or rather these lines, are separated. As opposed to here, notice this area over here where the lines are sort of like braided. There's not a lot of information. The market's not telling us anything. No, it's the bears or the bulls are not in control. It's not until price broke out and started going north that these lines started separating and price was above the rainbow indicator that we knew that we're finally in an uptrend. But when market is consolidating like this, and also like here, notice that the waves, the rainbow indicator is braided. We don't know, it's just range bound. We don't know what direction the market is heading until this. See how the rainbow the lines start to separate as price goes up. So we know we're in an uptrend, and here's the retracement, turns around and goes north. Okay, so that's how to use the rainbow indicator. The other indicators I'd like using is stochastics, which are the ones on the bottom here. I use a 1433 and a 2133 stochastic indicators. Two stochastics indicator, and the way to trade stochastics indicator is this. We have to have a confluence of indicators. So if, let's say, if stochastics is below 20, and you can't see the numbers, so let me change the levels. Okay. Here's 20 at the bottom, here's 80. So when price is below 20 on both the 20, the 21 and the 14, right there, I'm highlighting these areas. So we know that when they're both below 20, then the market's oversold. And we're looking for, let me just change this color on the other one. So if price is below the 20 on stochastic indicator, we know the markets are oversold. Then we start looking for price action, and we have a support level here, and we have the slope indicator. So using this, let me just remove stochastics because it just confuses you. Just use the stochastics indicator. So price manages to find support here at a previous support level. Stochastics is oversold on the 21 and 14, and that would be an ideal place to enter a long. So we would enter a trade here based on a previous support level, and stochastics oversold, and the market just went up. Okay. And again here, when price was overbought on the 21 and 14, and this would have been, and we had a false breakout on the Canadian yen, and the market went down about 83 pips. Okay, so we use a combination of stochastics indicator to help us when the markets are overbought or oversold. And remember, the markets never go up in a straight line. They move in waves. So the market goes up and it retraces, goes up and it retraces, goes up and it retraces again. So you want to capture these wave patterns, maximize profit, and we use stochastics to help us when the markets are oversold or overbought. Okay, and then the 21, we use this price indicator, this slope indicator, to help us, just more confirmation that if price goes above the slope indicator, then we know that the stochastics indicator is valid, and we take a trade going long. And the colors turn from red to turquoise. We enter a trade, and we should stay in as long as price stays above the slope indicator, or the slope indicator is turquoise, and not until the slope indicator started turning red should we even consider about exiting a trade. Okay, and the market moved up nicely from here to here. It was about 210 pips, and from here to here, when it turned red, the market moved down 80 somewhat pips. So that's how to trade, how to use the slope indicator, price action using stochastics indicator as your confirmation. So I hope you can use and know how to use these indicators. Just refer to this tutorial from time to time. If you have any questions, please email me if you need further clarifications on using these indicators. Okay, happy trading.